You can now transform your body and your life in the next 7 weeks, starting for free.
Go to super7system.com.
Strength training principle number 6, sets and reps. Now, rep is short for repetition. Repetition is basically one lift of an exercise. It's raising a weight, it's doing a bench press, doing a leg extension. Just one movement is one repetition. You usually want to do somewhere between 6 and like 15 or 20 repetitions. And that's another thing with variety. You don't want to always do the same number of repetitions. You want to kind of change it up a little bit. Sometimes do lower reps, sometimes do higher reps. And then one set is one grouping of repetitions. So say you did 2 sets of an exercise. That means you've done maybe 10 repetitions. That's one set. You take a break, you come back, you do another 10 repetitions. That's another set. So you've done 2 sets of 10 reps or repetitions. So when you do this, you may want to start with a little bit of a lighter weight first. You're not that conditioned if you haven't been training. And your body, there's an inverse relationship between intensity and duration. You want to kind of keep the intensity a little bit lower and maybe do a little bit more initially just to get your body used to the movement. You don't want to pile on the weight and do a high weight, low rep set. You don't want to put on twice the weight you can handle and only do 4 repetitions. Maybe do 10 or 12 to start with, maybe even 15. Then as you get stronger, sometimes you can do sets of lower numbers, like 6 to 8. Once in a while, you can throw in a real shocker and do like a century set, really lightweight, and do like 100 repetitions. But the key is just keeping a variety to the repetitions. It's not having a target number per se either. You don't want to just shoot for 15 reps and stop when you get there. You want to get to the point where it's basically almost impossible for you to move it, and that's when you stop, as long as you can safely and carefully do that. As far as sets go, there's really not that much reason to do a lot of sets. Like if you do 3 sets of an exercise, if I do 3 sets of bench press, I'm not necessarily going to get 3 times the benefit. Most of the benefit comes from the first set. Almost tricked you. So it comes from the first set. And that's why this whole menu system, if you just did those 7 exercises, 1 set of each, you're going to get most of the benefit. If you have time, you want to do additional sets or do like a warm-up set and then a heavier set, that's fine with me too. But the key is just keep changing it up, keep doing different things. That's it for sets and reps. On to the next. Strength training principle number 7, machine setup. Now, each of the 21 exercises I'm going to show you through the course of this DVD does have its best biomechanical position, a position to reduce your risk of injury and also give you the most strength and the most results. However, you may not have the exact equipment that I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you how machines may vary, and you can set up machines and adjust the program accordingly, depending on what equipment your facility has. Now, this machine, a compound row, it's a pulling exercise for the back biceps and the back of the shoulders. I'm going to show you this on pull day, this exact machine. But I'm going to show you here 2 different versions just so you can adjust it if you need to. This is a selectorized machine. This has a weight stack on the side of the machine that you can adjust with a 10-pound increment here on the main stack and a 1-pound increment on the side. You can also use like 2.5, 5, 7.5-pound weights you can put on top of the weight stack. Some facilities have that type of equipment. This also has hydraulic seat adjustments. So you squeeze the little handle, the seats adjust. This has a seat adjustment and a chest pad adjustment. So these adjust. There's markings on the seats you can write down, jot that down in your workout cards just to keep track of where your seat is so you don't need to readjust it each and every time. So this is one version of a compound row. Let me go on to show you another one. Okay, this is another style of machine for the same horizontal rowing exercise. What's different on this though is how you put the resistance on the machine and how you adjust the seat. So seat setting first. This one is no hydraulic handle. All you do is twist the seat like this and lower it if you're tall, raise it if you're short, and you can adjust that. Well, I'll show you how to do that on the pulling day when we actually go through the compound row movement, where to place the seat setting. And always document your seat so you're using the same seat height each and every workout. As far as resistance goes, this is an isolateral machine, so you want to put weight on each side of the machine. And this one, you actually burn some calories while you're putting weight on. This is a 35-pound plate I'm going to put on. Now you notice I didn't take it off, twist and torque my back to put this on. You actually use it like you're doing an exercise. Lift with your arms, lift with your legs, but not with your back. And this is 35 pounds. I'd put one on each side to make sure I'm symmetrical. And maybe document this like 35'S, like you're writing down 35s, 2 35-pound plates when you do this. And weights usually range between 1¼ pounds and up to 100 pounds sometimes. We don't use 100 pounds over here because we don't want people lifting this much weight this high. Most importantly, take off your plates when you're done working out. We have actually signs in front of every piece of equipment here. It says the final repetition makes all the difference. Please rack and return or re-rack and put back your weights when finished. If you're strong enough to put the weights on, use those muscles to take them back off. It's only common courtesy, and the members in your facility as well as the staff will thank you. And that's it for number 7. On to the next. Strength training principle number 8, speed of movement. Now, this is such an important concept to understand. I probably should have put it as one of the top 3 strength training principles because most people violate it. Most people move way too quickly during an exercise program. It's okay to move quickly between exercises, to actually go from push-ups to pec fly to chest press to lateral raise, to move quickly between exercises and cut down your rest interval. But once you hit an exercise, move slowly. It's better to move slowly during an exercise and cut out some other exercises than to do them all really fast. You produce a lot less force when you're contracting quickly, believe it or not, and also there's a lot more risk of injury. So if I'm lifting a weight fast, up and down, if I lift a weight up quickly like this, you're actually developing momentum. You're only getting resistance on the muscle through half the range of motion. The rest of it just kind of floats. And if I go quickly on the way back down, there's a lot of stress on the joint and the tendons and the ligaments to stop that movement, especially if you're using more than 12 pounds. But there's 2 types of muscle actions or contractions. You actually lift a weight concentrically. That's lifting a weight against gravity. And I don't care if it's a barbell or a dumbbell or a machine or a bodyweight exercise, but when you lift a weight concentrically against gravity, that's actually going to take about 2 or 3 seconds. So it's a lot slower than you think it should be. It helps if you have a big clock in front of you. And then when you lower a weight, an eccentric contraction, it's a 4 or 5 second count. It's almost twice as slow. So back down 4 or 5 seconds. A lot slower than you think it should be. So up 2 or 3 and down 4 or 5. And during that eccentric component, when the muscles are lengthening under tension, that's actually where you're getting all the benefit. It's also what makes you a little bit sore. So keep that in mind. You're going to be a little sore during your workouts, but that's part of the process. And it's important to use machines that have both components, both a concentric and an eccentric component to their exercise. That's it for speed of movement. Make sure you obey this principle, and we're on to the next. Strength training principle number 9, proper progression. Now, one of the most fundamental goals of strength training is to increase your strength. And as soon as you're strong enough to properly perform in good form a given number of repetitions for an exercise, it's time to increase the resistance, to challenge your body a little bit more so it can continue to get stronger and bigger and more developed and more toned and with a higher metabolism. So if I could do 80 pounds, say, for 15 repetitions on this exercise, and that was my goal, 15 repetitions, I'd want to increase it for the next workout by maybe 5 or 10%. So either I would do 84 pounds or 88 pounds. So if I want to really challenge myself, I can go up by 10%, 88 pounds. If it doesn't have a 1 pound increment, you could go to 90 or you could put the little plates on top. But a 10% increase, I might only be able to do 11 repetitions or 12 repetitions during the next workout, and I'd want to stay at that weight until I could build myself back up. Now, there's different ways of adding variety to your workout with challenging yourself with different like low repetition sets and high repetition sets. And one of the keys for progression is just not always do the same thing. Sometimes do sets of 6 or 8 or 10, sometimes do 15 or 20. Sometimes back off and do nothing. It's great once, maybe every 6 months or so, just to do no exercise whatsoever. Give your body a chance to recover, and sometimes you come back from that week or two off stronger than you ever thought possible. That's it for number 9. We're on to the next. Strength training principle number 10, seek professional guidance. Now, you are seeking my guidance, and I do like to consider myself a professional. However, I don't know your specific medical situation or if you have any injuries to work around. So I'd really highly recommend finding somebody locally, like a local exercise physiologist or a certified personal trainer. And most facilities have some type of a training team wall, some kind of a wall of professional accolades and credentials. And find somebody you trust and somebody that you have a little bit of faith in that can help apply these principles from the DVD to your specific situation. Also, everything on the Training Tricks menu here, there's been a lot of information I've gone through. It's all on our website, healthyintroductions.com. Everything verbally that I've stated is there in writing. And that's it for Training Tricks. On to the rest of the DVD.
If you ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, please reach out to us at super7system.com. In health and with hope, aloha and mahalo.